See that thing there called Saints Row? Yeah. Well, welcome to my review of this. This is a reboot of a favourite game of mine from the mid-2000s. Yeah? And you think, with it being a new instalment, it would be great. A new instalment in a Grand Theft Auto clone. And I love me some Grand Theft Auto. So you'd think it would be a great game, wouldn't you? Does this face tell you how I feel? Oh boy. We are in for a roller coaster. Because this game has been the biggest disappointment of not just this year for me, but also my entire gaming life since Superman 64. And I have played some gaming travesties since then. Now, for those of you who don't know the story of Superman 64, imagine this as your Superman game. You are just flying through rings throughout the whole time. That's Superman 64 for you. Glitches galore and flying through rings. But anyway, I'm going off course there. Getting on to Saints Row. The big appeal of the Saints Row franchise was that it was not only a competitor for Grand Theft Auto when it came to the gaming world, i.e. you had a free roaming city, and also you could steal cars and commit crimes in the game. But the thing was, there was humour you could use in the game were beyond stupid. Like, from Saints Row 2 onwards, you could pick up a massive rubberized dildo and whack it to death on your enemies. It was things like that that made the Saints Row games fun. So imagine when Saints Row 4 came out and it had gotten so ridiculous that the franchise had to be halted by its own developer. Halted from further installments because it had gotten too ridiculous. In Saints Row 4, you are now able to turn your character into a superhero. I am not joking. You could literally create Superman in there. Now, when it came to the original Saints Row franchise, I would say that Saints Row 4 was the worst. Saints Row the third is close behind. I would rather play those games over the new one that's just come out. And yet those games came out 10 years ago. What the crap were they thinking? I'm trying to keep the language, my true language, down a bit here because my neighbour's kids are outside and they might hear me. But yeah, what the fuck were they thinking? The developers of this game had a chance to redeem themselves with this reboot, and yet they screwed it up. They screwed it up big time because of a number of reasons. Graphics are appalling. They wouldn't even pass for a PS2 game. A PS2 game. And yeah, this game is being sold on the PS4 and the PS5. PS5! But graphics aren't everything. There's the audio and the gameplay. And oh boy, does it suck! They couldn't even get the copyright to half of the songs in the game. So instead of putting in copyright-free songs, there's parts of the game that have no songs at all. So you just have eerie silence. And the animations in the game are beyond, well, stiff and weird. There's even moments in the game where you're trying to get your character to nick a car, steal a car, and literally the glitches are so bad that it's like watching it's like watching Ray Harryhausen direct this. The guy did stop motion films in the 80s. It's like watching a stop motion version of Saints Row. I am not making this up. If you want to, see for yourself, just watch a cutscene on YouTube. The cutscenes and the gameplay mini cutscenes are just terrible. Absolutely terrible. And I haven't even got to the gameplay yet. With the previous games, you had masses of customization. Masses of it. Especially from Saints Row 2 onwards. You had so much customization that is what became the main staple of the franchise. Because that was the big appeal to it. Now, it's like someone in the developer's office of Violation Studios, or Violation, whatever they're called, it's like they thought, yeah, we got this Saints Row reboot coming out. Yeah, we got the opportunity to make it, just as customizationable, if not even more customizationable, and bring more things to the table than ever before. But we're going to do the stupid thing and make it even less offerable and less customizationable, and we're going to rip people off for their money, and that'll be it. We'll be fine, yeah. Shall we give people all they want? No. Do we want to give them quality for their gaming? No. Do we care about the customers? No. No, we'll just attack all their tweets and their Instagrams and all that whenever they bring up a fair point. Yeah! That is Violation. It's Violution Studios, whatever they call. I don't give a toss, to be honest. I don't give a toss about them anymore. I'm with Rockstar all the way on this now. Violation, you suck. You suck so much. You suck! Anyway, on to the gameplay. What can I say that hasn't been said already? It sucks. Gameplay is difficult to control, and it's at points when it doesn't even need to be difficult. Like driving along in a straight line, you think that'll be nice and easy. Instead, you're careering across all across the street and the roads and everything, like you've had about 20 pina coladas and 20 Fosters and lagers all in one night. Not that I've ever done that. But the thing is, it's an example of what the gameplay is like. It is crap. Then comes the shooting. The gameplay shooting. There's no lock-on ability. There's no ability to cover your character. No ability to have your character take cover. Nope. So you could be in the middle of a battlefield in the game and basically you're sitting duck. And the enemies are beyond stupid. They'll even run at you when you've got a machine gun and all they've got is a baseball bat. It reminds me of that moment from Blackadder Goes Forth, when Blackadder and his mates are all going out to the trench and Blackadder says to George, don't forget your truncheon. And George says, oh yep, wouldn't want to face a German machine gun without one of these. That's the enemy AI for you. And then there's the story. Yeah, there is a story to this. I could have written it on a beer mat. It goes like this. Character starts off in a grave. Yep. They're barely alive. Yep. And person who puts them in the grave is person with mysterious voice. Jump to flashback. Character is chasing target. Character later on in story befriends target. Target turns out to be traitor. And you then kill the traitor when you are resurrected. Yep. Told you, I can write it on a beer mat. The co-starring character... Right. First of all, I'm going to get on to the lead characters. Your character in the game is customised by you. Now, the one nifty thing that this has over the other games is that you can create more than one character this time. You can create up to 6 of your own, but then share them across with other players across the world. That's the one good thing this game has. Then there's the other lead character that you'll have. The villain. Weakest fucking character ever. Weakest villain I've ever fought in a game, because the villain was so obvious. And then there's the co-starring characters, the characters that you befriend in the story. So interchangeable. You literally could swap around, you could swap one around with the other and there would be no change. There'd be no change to the story at all. story just does not change. And they are so boring and so bland. I kept wishing there was an ending that everyone in the story would be wiped out. Because I would have chosen that one I would have kept pressing that button on my controller going, that one, that one, that one. Saints Row 2022 absolutely sucks. Avoid it at all costs, and if Violation, or whatever they're called, try to get you to buy their game, tell them to do one. Do one. This game is going in the Dungeon of Doom.